Grand afternoon going into the evening, back with another video. And in this video we're going to be talking about the revelation that I have spoke about once upon a time, that I have realized that no matter what, good to know we on and live. 1 second. It's so good to know that, like I said, the revelation that the Most High has given me, that no matter what they do, every time they try to use, a nuke, it's gonna go up before it even leave their destination. I don't know. I can't say that. Do y'all remember? Because my page has been, tampered with by a bunch of losers. But anyway, let's get into this, y'all. I'm trying to understand what just happened. The headline: Iran nuclear emergency. IRGC sends SOS aimed radiation leak fears. Tehran, Natanz Karaj appears to be a dramatic news or live stream title. Based on available reporting, there is no confirmed evidence of a major radiation leak affecting the public in Iran at this time. What is known, the nuclear facility at Natanz nuclear facility have been the subject of military strikes and damage reports. The International Atomic Energy Agency has reported that it detected no increase in radiation levels in neighboring countries, and said there was no radiological release risk from facilities containing nuclear material based on available information. Now let me tell y'all something. Based on my revelations that I have received from the Most High, no matter how many times they try to send a nuke out, it seems like it always affects them.
Breaking news. A radioactive leak is spread inside Iran's most sensitive nuclear facility. This could spiral fast. After direct Israeli strikes on Iran's Natanz nuclear enrichment site, the International Atomic Energy Agency has confirmed an internal radioactive and chemical leak, but officials say it's contained for now. The attack caused damage inside the facility, including contamination by uranium particles and toxic uranium hexafluoride gas. However, and this is the critical part, no radiation has leaked outside the facility yet. Radiation levels in nearby towns remain normal, and satellite readings show no environmental release. Natanz is Iran's largest enrichment facility. The IAEA says decontamination is underway, and inspectors are on standby, but warns that any further strikes increase the risk of radioactive spread. For now, there's no public health threat, but this... Breaking news. A radioactive leak. Breaking news.
Did you hear what Iran just said to the United States? The Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader, just went on live television and basically told Trump, quote, "You can't do a damn thing about our nuclear program." Seriously, he mocked the United States and questioned who we even think we are. And then the dude, get this, doubles down, saying Iran's not stopping uranium enrichment, deal or no deal. Oh, and there's a lot more from Iran that we'll get to. But if you recall, Trump's been pushing hard here, saying under his potential new deal, Iran wouldn't be allowed to enrich it.
Breaking news.
News coming out today, just a couple of hours ago, as today, February the 6th, 2026, the United States and Iran met for their nuclear talks in Oman. Now, we had heard Abbas Araghchi come out and say they were very serious talks, but it was good. The United States said nothing. Well, now we're hearing the United States has come out and said they have a very different story. Take a look at the latest. We're hearing this is coming out here that at the talks with the United States, Iran refused to end the enrichment. Missile capabilities were not discussed. The U.S. said They want Tehran to show up to the next meeting, expected in a few days, with tangible concessions on nuclear issues. Israeli officials see this deal very, very unlikely. So now we're starting to hear the U.S. a very different perspective on this, saying it looks like things are falling apart. And take a look. The U.S. bites back after Iran refuses to budge on nuclear enrichment during the diplomatic talks, starting to come out here that they were not on board with anything. The United States not happy about this. In fact, take a look at this. Trump signs orders threatening tariffs on nations doing business with Iran. So we are hearing that now secondary tariffs are anticipated, and we're potentially looking at war here, as we also heard that during those meetings, Brad Cooper, the commander for CENTCOM, was present, and that was a message to Iran that if you do not make a deal, this is the man that is going to end you, that has his finger.
Radioactive leak is spread inside Iran's most sensitive nuclear facility. This could spiral fast. Breaking tonight, Iranian state TV just issued a chilling...
You see this guy, he been trying to manifest this for them for a long time, y'all.
Is expected as actually from the beginning of the war, and we've seen on several occasions there have been rounds.
What if Iran just sent the ultimate warning through a leaked phone call? According to unverified reports circulating from sources close to Pakistani officials, the president of Iran allegedly told Pakistan.
User president has reportedly hit the...
Turkey just had an earthquake. But I want to take y'all to the timelines of proof. Even America has made this mistake because God's promises are for real. Okay, let's go.
Vladimir Putin's Satan II nuclear missile has been branded an absolute failure, despite the Russian despot bragging it is unstoppable. Putin sacked the boss of Russian space agency.
Hello? Every time they pull these nukes out or getting ready to, something bad happens to them, even in America. And it's crazy. Okay? It's crazy. It backfires.
Roscosmos, after the killer weapon blew up on a launch pad even before taking off during a missile test. Okay. Russia claims the intercontinental hypersonic missile, capable of carrying nuclear warheads, is unstoppable by the West. But Putin...
Oh my God. Guys, have you seen this? Hitler's dead.
Did you know a nuclear weapon was detonated in secret, and the entire world agreed to pretend it never happened? On September 22nd, 1979, an American surveillance satellite called Vela 6000...
Look, if there was such thing as nuclear weapons, they'd already went off. Okay? They tested 190,000 nuclear warheads in the Sahara Desert. Why is America still breathing? 190,000 so-called weapon, nuclear...
Before we start, subscribe for more
On the 6th and 9th of August 1945, the US did something the world has never seen before and has not seen till this day. 2 atomic bombs were dropped on the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan, flattening the...
So the first nuclear bomb was dropped on Hiroshima in...
Rare footage of atomic bomb.
All floors clear. Ground clear. 3, 2, 1, fire.
On May 16th, 1958.
A lot of people don't know how many nukes have been set off. Some people think like, oh, well, 2, like, because, well, yeah, we used 2 on Japan. But
did you know that the only...
In 1946, the U.S. military...
This may look like a sleepy hill near Parachute, Colorado, but 8,000 feet below, in 1969, the U.S. government detonated a 40-kiloton nuclear bomb. Why? To get oil out. This was before...
So Klay Thompson cheats on Meg Thee Stallion.
Nuclear weapons are faker than space.
And a nuclear weapon was never dropped, ever, in the history of humanity. Now, I know you're going to be like, oh, that's not true. What about Nagasaki and Hiroshima? Well, let me tell you something about Nagasaki and Hiroshima. So, Tokyo was devastated from a series of fire bombings. This is the aftermath of a firebombing series in Tokyo. Now, let that soak in. So, if we go to Hiroshima and look at the aftermath, it looks just like the aftermath of a series of fire bombings. And how are power lines and telephone poles still standing after apparently the most devastating explosion humanity has ever seen? And you know what's crazy? There was actually a hospital that was right next to the drop zone in Hiroshima of the nuclear bomb, and everyone in the hospital actually survived. And what about the nuclear fallout to where the place should be uninhabitable for hundreds or thousands of years? It's a flourishing city now. Do you see what I'm saying? All you have to do is use common sense and...
Most people think a nuclear bomb hits the ground and explodes like in the movies. But that's not how it works. For maximum devastation, it detonates mid-air, around 1,600 feet above the ground.
Every time they try to do it, something doesn't go their way. It doesn't go their way.
Dites-moi d'où il vient, enfin je saurai où je vais.
But if we didn't do what we're doing right now, you would have had a nuclear war and they would have...
They don't have nukes. Nukes are fake. I've covered that many times. There's no...
Exactly. I'm about to run right into the real nuclear. Okay?
No nukes. If nukes were real, they would have used them a long time ago. All they did was they firebomb places like they're doing to Iran right now, and they just dropped like 1,000 bombs on their place, just like they did in Japan.
On the night of the 9th of March, the Americans dropped 1,700 tons of incendiary bombs. Some 16 square miles of Tokyo were destroyed.
The U.S. military didn't just make the sky catch fire. They figured out how to plunge the world into darkness. In 1962, they launched Starfish Prime, a 1.4 megaton nuclear bomb sent deep into low Earth orbit. If the Cold War escalated, the military thought this would just blind Soviet radar.
Did you know in 1961, the U.S. accidentally dropped 2 nuclear bombs on North Carolina? A US B-52 bomber was flying over North Carolina when it broke apart mid-air, dropping 2 nuclear bombs near the town of Goldsboro. These bombs were 260 times more powerful than Hiroshima.
I think that was a mistake. I don't. They did it to Philadelphia. They did it to Oklahoma. Think about it, y'all.
One of the bombs parachute deployed, but the other hit the ground and started arming itself. Only one final switch out of 6.
Somewhere inside Russia, a machine is waiting. It has been waiting for decades. And if it ever gets the signal it's looking for, it will end the world without asking anyone. In the 1970s, Soviet engineers built a system called Perimeter. Its job was simple and terrifying.
That's why they got taken down. Soviet Union. Like, anybody who has a bizarre, okay, they're going to be taken down. Any type of nukes, anything, but it's on illusion. It's on illusion. Because the only nucleus that I know is the nucleus that folks pump through their vein. That's what they really scared of. Okay? I would have to say that's a bomb. You know, bombs that ricochet right through. And anyway, they all carry what they call that, what they worried about, you know. It's not a game, y'all. Like, they be playing in our faces. And if you're not... Ooh, radiation. There you go. Radiation. Man, oh man. They literally trying to force America in this war. When I say they, I mean the boogeyman, Bibi Netanyahu, and those freaks. They are anti-Semitic against themselves. They are anti-life. Okay? It is what it is.
Oh my god, it's coming down fast. No, that's a nuke! Shockwave, get down! The dust is coming! Oh man, I can't see anything! Oh my god, it's coming down fast. No, that's a nuke! Shockwave, get down! The dust is coming! Oh man, I can't see anything!
In 1961, the United States almost nuked itself by accident. A B-52 bomber was flying over Goldsboro, North Carolina. It broke apart mid-air and dropped 2 nuclear bombs.
During the Cold War, the United States came closer to nuclear disaster than most people realize. Not because of war, but because of an accident. In
Every time they get ready to play with them, it's like something stops them. My point. Something stops them. And that something is an unidentifying flying object of any type of existence, okay? It's unidentified, okay? So it is not a game, y'all. It is not a game. So right now, did Iran nuke itself? Or what is really going on in Iran? You know what I'm saying? And so far, every time I see them, when they're getting ready to use those nukes, they take themselves out. No, they really do. They really do. And they smoking the hell out of Israeli Tel Aviv. They are smoking the crap out of Tel Aviv. Okay? That's another thing I want to go over. Tel Aviv, right? Let's go. Man, I want to go there. I want to show y'all. They be trying to hide this shit, okay? They be trying to hide this shit, okay? Iran is smoking their ass from here to hell. Now, I don't know what Iran was trying to do, okay? Rather, they trying to, now, I know that wasn't a nuke because that shit didn't take them out, but they said they have a leak, right? But I want to show y'all how they smoking the hell out of Tel Aviv. Baby, it's not a game. It's not a game, okay? No, it really isn't. So, let's hit this up. I had to word it different, everything. So, yeah.
Attack in Israel last night opens up a whole new phase of the war in Gaza, one that fortunately, to this point, we'd been able to avoid. Now, there was an explosion in Tel Aviv last night that Israel says was the result of a failed terrorist attack when a bomb detonated inside of a backpack of a man that was carrying it. Now, as of this morning, Israel has not released the identity or been able to confirm the identity of the bomber. And they say that only one other individual was wounded in this attack. So the total casualties, bomber killed, one other individual wounded. Hamas this morning claimed responsibility for that attack.
Okay, I want to bring in Nida Ibrahim now, who joins us now on the phone. She's in the occupied West Bank. So, Nida, what exactly do we know about these incoming missiles fired from Iran toward your direction?
Well, according to the Israeli army, just 7 minutes ago, they said that they were getting ready to sound the sirens because of Iranian-fired missiles into towns in northern Israel. And soon enough, the alarms, the early sirens have blasted off.
We've learned from U.S. Central Command, that is the military organization in charge of all military operations here in the Middle East, that they launched a fresh wave of airstrikes and cruise missile strikes toward Iranian targets. We're told they were taking out radar centers, command and control centers. They used something like 49 Tomahawk cruise missiles that were launched from guided missile destroyers in the Gulf. So that is a major wave of airstrikes, and that's the second time that's happened this week. The first is in retaliation for the downing of an Apache helicopter. The most recent one is a retaliation for Iran's retaliation after that. So Iran says that they've launched a number of missiles aimed at the Gulf states, so Kuwait and Bahrain, which is the headquarters of the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet. For the second time this week, they've also gone after Jordan, and that is definitely an escalation, neighboring Jordan here to Israel. So what we've seen over the past few days is a sharp escalation from both sides, from both Iran and the United States, while still supposedly holding on to this ceasefire, with no real progress to report in either talks or reopening the Strait of Hormuz. We've learned from U.S. Central Command, that's the military organization in charge of all military operations here in the Middle East, that they launched a fresh wave of airstrikes and cruise missile strikes toward Iranian targets. We're told they were taking out radar centers, command and control centers. They used something like 49 Tomahawk cruise missiles that were launched from guided missile destroyers.
A video shows what it was like in a plane that landed in Tel Aviv this morning as missiles were inbound.
Missiles are coming here. We need to get off this airplane, please. Please? Can we get off the plane? It's a missile. Can you tell the pilot, please?
A video shows what it was like in a plane that landed in Tel Aviv this morning as missiles were inbound.
Missiles are coming here. We need to get off this airplane, please. Please? Can we get off the plane? It's a missile.
Breaking news. Did Iranian hackers kill a Mossad agent in Israel today? A group known as Handallah is taking responsibility for a car bombing that happened in Tel Aviv. They claim the target was a senior manager inside Mossad's new influence unit, specifically the part that deals with Iran. According to their statement.
So this was seen last night in Tel Aviv, Israel. Originally reported as Iran striking an Israeli nuclear weapons facility. Story has changed since then. They're now saying, the Israeli government is saying, this was a planned experiment and a controlled detonation. This mushroom cloud could be seen for miles. Miles. This is like one of the largest explosions I've ever seen. And the video's all over the place. I don't want to freaking get another flag here. That's why I'm showing you the photo instead. But yeah, so first reports was Iran did it. Next report was, oh, we did it ourselves. It was a planned experiment at a controlled facility. They lit off.
Iran has fired ballistic missiles toward...
What you were seeing here, this is the
This
video has...
Because what you mean? Have you seen this viral video? So Israel starts wars and arrogantly not expect retaliation. And when retaliation happens, they have no place for their citizens. So they leave their own citizens out to dry. Here's where this gets worse and kind of on par. The United States stepped in and is trying to find a way to send jets to Israel to pick up their citizens to bring to the U.S. for safety. Your tax dollars are funding Israel in two ways. They're giving money to support the war, and now they're using your tax dollars to fund planes to bring them to your country, through which they'll now have to be taken care of by your tax dollars. I'm not surprised. Ironically, the U.S. is about to get...
They are the richest. They don't need our tax dollars, but they are a part of the taxation robbery. You know, that's what they do.
Breaking news coming out of
Israel, Tel Aviv, and the brave men of Houthis and the Yemenis. Okay, according to the Iranian TV channel 13, Iranian TV channel 13, the Houthis leader.
What pisses me off about America, because they condone this war. They've been condoning it. They've been enabling this garbage, fake shit. They all wanted the same. All the way from Russia, all the way. If you look, you do Russia whitewash history. Let's be clear. I don't even know why he be trying to act like, you know what I'm saying? The Russian Confederacy. Okay? Everybody is surely be learning that the real donuts came from Russia. Then they spread it out. Then we have the Nazi collaborators. Okay? And they blend it in. Because you can convert. Change your name. Okay? But what I don't understand about America that's so messed up through the lobby hobby and the bull crap that has extended up to this point, did they allow they can take the military can take Israel, Bibi Netanyahu out, right? But they won't, because they too scared. But it's going to be just like the USSR. The more matter, Benjamin Netanyahu becomes, he'll just want to attack the Americas just like the good old USSR. If you don't want to fight for them, they will take you out. If you don't come in an agreement to this wicked, they got thus far because of the Christians. When black people were the Gentiles, then they became the chosen people again, right? See how that flipped? Right? They are the real original people that suffered in the Bible story, the history. And then now these emulators, these infiltrators are big mad. Okay? They're big mad that they being exposed for who they really are. It was everybody under this gaze of, like 2 Thessalonians said and explained, for everyone shall live a great delusion. Once upon a time when black people in the church were the Gentiles. I'm that old. Please go do your research. Okay? Then you come to find out what Gentiles means. Nations. Hello? What's the true definition of Gentile? Now they calling the Gentile Goyim. You see how they stole the original everything and try to be it? And now they doing everything in their willpower. Ever since people left the church, they lost their power. How many of us going back then, we all believe that these motherfuckers are God's chosen people? Excuse my French. But what God do you serve? Y'all so corrupt. Y'all, waking up, man, from this matrix and the sleep and slumber, baby. It's like, damn, I'm up, I woke. I wish I could go back to sleep sometimes. I really do. But we can't. Okay? Once you awake, there's no going back to the matrix. It's all about trying to get away.
General just announced that all settlers in Tel Aviv should evacuate from Tel Aviv immediately and relocate back to Europe, where they all come from, because from henceforth, he stated, and I quote, not from me, directly from the Iranian TV channel 15, the general for Yemen quoted that they have enough ammunition to strike Israel every day until the war in Tel Aviv ends. And he said that from henceforth, Israel is going to be subjected to an airstrike, and the settlers will have to be running to shelters at every sound of an alarm. So that is the breaking news that is coming from the British general this hour. What do you think about this? Do you think it's worth living in a country whereby if you're in the work, there will be a siren that there's a missile coming? Then you have to leave your work, leave the school have to close, everybody have to go into bunker until it dies down. You don't know where the next strike is going to hit. Is it worth living in such an environment? Let me know what you think about this. Few months ago, Ryanair Airline have cancelled all their flights to Israel, saying that the risk doesn't outweigh the benefit. He says that from henceforth, they have cancelled all their flights going to Israel because of the conflict in the Middle East caused and initiated by Israel. Okay, they said that the rich doesn't outweigh the benefits anymore, and they said even when the war stopped in Palestine, that their airline is not going to be flying to Israel no more. I've also warned other airlines that are still flying their airplanes into Israel that the risk being struck by a missile or bristle of missiles that is headed towards the Netanyahu's beloved home that was promised to him 100 years ago. So any airline, message from the Houthis, not from me, from the Houthis general, that any airline still flying the commercial airline to Israel is at risk. From henceforth, it has risk by being struck by a missile. So let me know what you think about this news coming out from the Iranian TV 15 from the Yemeni general itself. Amazing stuff ahead. If you haven't followed the page, follow the page. I'm going to tag our second backup page on the bio of this, on the description of this video. So please go to the description of this video and go follow our second backup page, just in case this one gets snatched by the Mossad agents. Breaking news coming out of Israel, Tel Aviv, and the brave men of Houthis and the Yemenis. Okay, according to the Iranian TV channel 13, Iranian TV channel 13, the Houthis leader general just announced that all settlers in Tel Aviv should evacuate from Tel Aviv immediately and relocate back to Europe, where they all come from, because
all settlers. You know how hard they worked? From, first of all, how they got there. Oh my God, excuse me. How they got there is exactly how they got here. Settle and colonize. Man. But what they did was, in Damascus, for a very long time, they suppressed them. For a good 20 years. They took over their little piece. And then they started, you know, settling in and cutting down the highway, taking people's mails, turning off the electricity. That's what they did. And the church praised and worshiped for all of this. It's weird, but it's true.
This is what waking up in Israel feels like today. Wednesday, April 1st. Day 32 of this becoming normal. The alarm goes off. You wake up, already anxious, heart racing. You walk out half asleep, and your body already knows what to do. Stay calm and get to the shelter. It ends, you go back to bed, you try to sleep.
This world will never be at peace as long as these creatures are ruling the world. And I have to go there because they don't even act human. They are a different type of species, all jokes aside. I don't know if it's because they are incest and they keep the money in their family or whatever the case. That's why their jaws be looking funny. They be some funny looking ass mofos. But they act like they not, you know, a part of the society. They think that they are, that's why when money fails, everybody loses power. When money is over, the game is over. And if you think that civilizations haven't already ended, that's why they always need a reset. Every time we get close to the end, they need a new reset. Hello, baby.
But today is hard. Because 20 minutes after you got back, it goes off again. 31 minutes after the second one, again. Which...
Child, shit, you never have peace. And they want to put their new third temple right here near this dome. I told you at the end, when I used to be having them visions 20 years ago, when I was on Facebook, I was like, you know what? The whole big fight is for the dome to be erased and their third temple there, which is the third temple. You know what the third temple is? The second temple is? We are the temples. The King Solomon story is all about us and our temples. What we see. Where's your temple at? On your eye. That is so delicate. If somebody hit you there, they could kill you. Period. go so much more deeper. They looking for portals. They want that Stargate. They really, really wanted that. Because that Stargate will allow them to infiltrate, emulate the rest of Africa. And then they could live these delusional ass Bible stories that already happen right here in America. Not a game, y'all.
זאת פגיעה של טיל פטריוט וטיל סקאט שנורה לעבר אזור גוש דן, אזור תל אביב. פגיעה ישירה, אתם רואים את השברים.
ولذلك ومن غير أن نسأل سوف نضرب إسرائيل.
The craziest part is I could show you the old censors that the Bible is really from America. Okay? I could do that right now. But I want to tell you that Turkey had an earthquake. Okay? And they was the ones who was like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and blah, 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 blah. Mother Nature going to take y'all out because y'all all confederated against Israel. See, Psalms 83 is they all in on it. Okay? Including Iran. Because Iran in 1970, America went in there and infiltrated them. They put that together. But they always had a radical regime to take it over. Hello? Let's go to the Bible names though. I want to share this beautiful information. List of biblical names in America. Okay? If you go list of biblical names in America. Most popular names of ancient Judea in America. Palestine, all that shit was here first. Okay? Everybody got shipped out. Everybody got shipped out. Okay? Then they went and took everything from over here, ancient Egypt, and put it over there. You know damn well they know nothing nowhere near Egypt, but Egypt had a damn near earthquake today for trying to play games. And everything, all the stories are right here. What they do, they try to change it up, switch it, soul swamp, you know, and all these. Anyway, let's get back to the earthquake, and we'll be back with that. Let's go to the earthquake. For heaven's sake, for them playing, they keep playing with God's people. The world gonna be a drunken cup. Everybody think they God people. They want to tell the Bible better than you. But you never respect the real people. So your story on TikTok and all of you braggers about the word and you radical ass white Christians, y'all be doing the most. And we know why. It worked in your benefit.
Did you know the Turkish government knew its own buildings would collapse and let people live in them anyway? When the 2023 earthquake struck southern Turkey, over 50,000 people died. But here's what the official story left out. For decades, construction companies paid local officials to sign off on buildings that broke every seismic safety rule. Concrete mixed with beach sand instead of proper aggregate. Steel reinforcement cut in half to save money. Walls so weak they couldn't survive a strong wind, let alone a magnitude 7.8 quake. Geologists had been warning the government for years. The East Anatolian Fault was overdue for a massive rupture. Officials knew. They had the reports. They chose the bribes. When the earthquake hit, entire neighborhoods pancaked in seconds. Buildings that should have stood for hours, trapping survivors who could have been saved, turned to dust almost instantly. Then the government delayed international rescue teams from entering. The question is why? And the answer points straight back to everything they didn't want anyone to see. Did you know the Turkish government knew its own buildings would collapse and let people live?
Hi guys, this is Hatay.
Before
it's a city in Turkey.
Yeah. This is happened before.
When a 7.8 magnitude earthquake destroyed entire cities in Turkey in February.
Developing news coming out in the past hour of a new 6.1 magnitude earthquake that just struck, along with several others in the last 24 hours. We're receiving ring of fire in the Pacific warnings and new volcanoes erupting, and specifically concerns with the west coast of North America, California, Alaska. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest so that way you can see it for yourself coming out today, August 10th, 2025. Take a look at the latest headlines with me. Earthquake of a magnitude 6.1 has just struck in western Turkey. This coming out, you can see 57 minutes ago today, August 10th, 2025. Here's another article that just came out. Turkey struck by 6.1 magnitude earthquake. Here is what to know. Now, also in the last 24 hours, take a look at this. Guatemala rattled by a 5.9 magnitude earthquake as well. And as I mentioned, concerns of a massive earthquake that could be brewing beneath North America, study suggests. And I shared with you other articles on this study as they're saying the west coast of the North America needs to be on the lookout. Right now, concerns of not just the San Andreas fault, but faults going up the north coast to Oregon, Washington, into Alaska. And take a look at this. Now, this coming out a couple days ago. Ring of fire shocks raise west. Developing news coming out in the past hour of a new 6.1 magnitude earthquake that just struck, along with several others.
And let me say this. Let me go ahead and put this up, because they want to relive the Bible story over and over and over and over again if they can. Okay? Psalms 83, the most powerful scripture in the Bible. And when we read these words, we are able to identify their behaviors and how they're all confederated. Look.
God, don't keep silent. Don't be still. God, don't be quiet. Look, your enemies are in revolt, and those who hate you are rebelling. They are making secret plans against your people. They are plotting against those you protect. Come, they say, let us destroy their nation, so that Israel will be forgotten forever. They agree on their plan and form an alliance against you. The people of Edom and the Ishmaelites, the people of Moab and the Hagrites, the people of Gebal, Ammon and Amalek, and Philistia and Tyre.
Who are all of these mofos? Not everyday people warring? Huh? I'm just trying to spread awareness of Bible prophecy taking place, and do not be dismayed. Do not be scared. Don't be alarmed. Or be alarmed, but don't be scared. All these things shall come to pass. You feel me?
Syria had also joined them as a strong ally of the descendants of Lot. Do to them what you did to the Medanites and to Sisera and Jabin at the Kishon River, who were defeated at Endor, whose bodies rotted on the ground. Do to their generals what you did to Oreb and Zeb. Defeat all their rulers, as you did, Zebah and Zalmunna, who said, we will take for our own the land that belongs to God. My God, scatter them like dust, like straw blown away by the wind. As the fire burns the forest, as the flames set the hills on fire, so chase them away with your storm, and terrify them with...
Yo, yo, yo. Today is Monday. In the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, they are so afraid of what could possibly happen here today in a little while. Today is supposed to be a super long day for me in the evening. As far as slavery goes, they canceled that evening part, which I can dig.
Hallelujah, sense of God. Are you in a place where you are sensing conspiracy against you?
Psalm 83, a song or psalm of Asaph.
Keep not thou silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said,
Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more.
Pause. Pause. You understand? Do y'all understand what's really taking place? Every last one of them. Let me show y'all something real quick, though. Let's go back to a list of Bible names in America. And I want to show y'all how they try to so swamp this to their own liking, because it works with their story. For all of them shall return to the land. What? But you notice the Bible never said they're going to go and be settlers. The Bible didn't say they was going to be killing and stealing. No, they didn't say that. They said that the devil steals, kills, and destroys, right? So who is the devil? Have you not recognized the devil yet? They didn't say, oh, you know, Israel was going to go out and steal and kill and everything. No, it says how Israel has been cut off to be a nation, to make them be a nation no more. Everybody confederated against them. All the ancient names. But let's talk about this. All these biblical names that come from right here in America. The real Holy Land. The real land of milk and honey. Okay? Now, let's go down all the way. Okay? When we talk about, listen, Northern Asia and Central Asia, we talk about the ancient Asiatics, how they stole the information, you know, and this ain't even the real one that I would normally pull up. It could have been because I showed it so much, they went and they switched it up around, you know. But it's sickening, because if you go all the way back to 1880, it talks about what exactly happened. It matches the Bible story. And what happened in 1880? Not the tears of the trial of tears. You know, and it's going to always take you to the main libraries. And if you go through these libraries, okay, it's going to take you to the times that they cut them off from being a nation ever since 1500. Okay? Or births with biblical names in America. They have to put this in your face. It's up to you to be diligent and vigilant and do the research. And they steady trying to change it around, because they know we had got our hands on it, okay? And we seen the soul swamp and how everything on the left side was supposed to be looking like the right side. But I also have videos of that too that I will be posting later on. And because of that video, they did some changing around, but you know, it tells you, you know, everything you need to know when it comes to the Old Testament as well. We cannot make this stuff up. List of biblical places. They really trying to switch it around so they can relive their torture like they have already done here in America. They switched this all the way around. But that's okay, because when I find it again, and I will, okay, and I will, but it's so clear. It is so clear that they went above and beyond, you know. And who are a special people? Who can boycott people and have you mad as ever? who can turn you out and off and you be mad as ever? You know? Let's talk about these things, y'all. We have to be realistic. And anyone trying to draw you away from this word, they are agents of chaos as well. That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's all. You know? But when we talk about let me see. Let me go over here. I'm gonna get it. Let's talk about, yeah, let me go over here. Let's get this story here. Okay. I want to show y'all something. So they say the Valley of Josaphat is the Armageddon. The true definition of Armageddon is invaders, right? Who are out here stealing, killing, and destroying? Who are out here doing the damn thing? It's just weird to me how people don't really see it, right? But anyway, let's go ahead. The Valley of Josaphat, right? Let me see. Let's get into this, because what you gonna see when you type that in? It's not a game, y'all. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Josaphat and will plead with them there for my people. Hello? Hello? They think it's a game. This is a call. They keep trying to ignore the sounding of the alarm. They know if you in Gog and Magog and you preaching about Ezekiel and all this and all that, you sure already know what this means for the world.
The disciples didn't call themselves Christians. They were called Christians, and specifically in Acts 13 verse 1, they were called Niger, Niger. When you see what that means, it means black Christian. So there you go, another layer of deception where it's like, well, wait a second. Every disciple I've seen, any kind of depictions, whether it be movies, whether it be cartoons, whether it be children cartoons even, whether it be little relics, I have one somewhere over here. It's a false image, and it's a white image, and Christ is depicted as this white hippie guy, but they say he was a very austere man, which means that he had like a bold face, he had a stern face, and on top of that, he was a man of many sorrows. So all those Jesus photos of, you know what I mean, him smiling and all this, nah, it's like he wasn't on that. And furthermore, he had hair that was white like wool, feet like fine brass as if it burnt in a furnace. If you burn white rice, what color does that turn? So how much more a penny, brass, is gonna turn black? That's a black man. So again, confusion, layers of deception. But what blows my mind now more than ever is that I can have this dialogue with a so-called Christian, and it's like they just plug their ears and they're like, oh, well, but it's all about love, brother.
Let the heathen be wakened.
And don't even realize that Christ is not coming back to play. If you understand Christ's consciousness, then you should already wake up. You should already be mad. You should already be upset about the truth. That's the Christ consciousness. And that white man ain't coming to save us because he's the one who is oppressing us. See, they could sit there. White people want to worship Jesus Christ. They're not worshiping no black Jesus Christ. Okay? And the whole world gave that white man power for a very long time. That's how they got thus far. Okay?
Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision.
And that's why when I see y'all asses getting tossed, and I see desperate ass creatures trying to be the all be all. They ain't nothing but a bunch of creatures who got away from some motherfucking portal that pulled up. Okay? And I'm always being spirit and truth, y'all.
Shalom, family. Wow. Today I had no plans at all to record.
I will gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. There I will enter into judgment against them concerning my inheritance, my people Israel. For they scattered my people among the nations and divided up my land.
And they didn't come from Africa. So Africa, you need to stop. You are a part of Psalms 83. It's very clear. Very clear. The conquistadors and all that shit, it was always one of you motherfuckers coming on a damn near boat to help the damn near white man. Right? Right. So, we're closer.
I will gather all nations.
We are closer.
Go ahead. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
And that valley of Jehoshaphat, brother, that's in Jerusalem. I mean, that's in Israel, not in Jerusalem, but it's in Israel.
Okay? That's why your asses is trapped. That's where y'all gather like, oh, God brought y'all all back. Yeah, brought you right back to the valley of Jehoshaphat. And now you got to reap what you sow because you are constantly trying to suppress God's people, scatter God's people from the Americas everywhere else. Stop lying, Africa. You African motherfuckers need to get this through your thick skulls. Period.
Southern part of Israel, brother, that's that valley of Jehoshaphat. He is calling them up in there. You know what I mean? And they are all being drawn into this. They think they know what they're doing. But the Most High is in the middle of all of it. He can do anything he wants to do at any time. And boy, we should have faith in the Lord and pray and hope that he come and cut this time short, like he said, and deliver the children of Israel up out of there. The Egyptians had no clue what they was up against. The Egyptians thought they knew what they was doing. And them 10 plagues, brother, brought them to their knees. You hear me? Brought them to their knees, and not a single shot fired. The Lord did not meet them as a man. He met them with plagues, brother, that came out of nowhere. And we had to separate ourselves so that we would not get the plagues. And we had to get away from them and really begin to take care of ourselves and prepare ourselves. Well, guess what? You're going to take care and prepare yourself in this time too. You know what I mean? You're going to fight to be a people at this time before, you know, it's all over. So it's starting over there now. Maybe it'll quell down. Who knows? Maybe they'll kill the leaders and take over for a little while, but that means absolutely nothing. It does not mean a single thing. Go ahead.
For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
See that? The Lord said there he will sit and judge all the heathen. All the nations that go down in that Middle East are gonna die by the hand of.
Okay. Okay. This is all written in the word. And it's all happening. See, but they try to make it seem like they're the right people. They're not. They never will be. There's nothing right about these pale-faced, freaking heathen, crazy-ass mobsters. They are psychopaths. They've been raised, they've been lied to. Even the Bible said that they will come to this day, they will realize that they were lied to when it comes to the DNA. So what you mean? That's not anti-nothing. If anything, y'all anti-God's people. But you want to be trying to switch it up. Like, I'm a soul swamp your ass. I'm you and you're me. No. That's how they gathered the church. preaching to black Americans that they are Gentiles. That's how they got away with that shit for so long. And that's why I went hard with it. I still got my pages where I can show you I was really, really exposing everything. Because I only came here to do that. I didn't come here for nothing else. Even though all these content creators found me as a problem, but oh well. I'm not the problem. You're a problem for being lack of knowledge. You're dangerous for spewing rhetorics that don't serve God's people. And it's okay to be spiritual. But let me tell you something. When Nebuchadnezzar had to eat that grass because he thought he was God, for the kingdom of God is inside of all of us. For ye are gods, sons of the Most High, but ye shall die like men. Hello? You're not bigger than the program. You're not bigger than God's plan. And you better be careful who you targeted on this internet for some money. Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. Yous are going to find yourselves in a shitload of karma trying to build lies on truth. Just like your damn near governments.
The Lord. All of them are going to die by nuclear war. And don't make no mistake, nuclear war is coming.
Yeah.
They're going to die by hands of nuclear war. Zechariah, brings that out. Mashah, can you jump to Isaiah 13:4 right quick?
Cancel.
Hey, y'all join me Monday night. I'm going to really go into the war more, go into what's going on, and go into the mind we should have as this goes on. Don't fall for the propaganda, because the propaganda is going to be coming out. They're going to be spinning these things out like you've never seen before. You stick to the biblical prophecies. That's what's going to give you.
Period. And I always express that. Because everybody knows we not worshiping white Jesus. We are Christ-like. Christ said, many will come more powerful than me. Christ died trying to tell the truth, dealing with these damn near Pharisees. It's kind of like anybody else who tries to take a stand. They call it the Messiah energy. And I'm telling y'all, there's so many things that happened during this pandemic. People became so corrupt, so out of lead, so unemotional for the wrong. If they was emotional, it wasn't for the right reason. You know when people know the truth, because when you know the truth, you cry. You cry. I cry. And it's a blessing and a curse, because I'm like, all this time, I've been being attacked by a bunch of weirdos online, and they will go as far as even trying to play a victim. And everything I've ever said on this internet about what they have done to me, there's like 3 individuals that would take that energy and try to play the victim instead of playing their own part. They did everything for me not to be seen. Whatever I did, they did. And all I was doing was just doing God's work. Being in spirit and in truth. But you will get people with big platforms and tell you, don't read that Bible. That Bible ain't real. Bruh, if you understood the Bible metaphorically, you will understand little stuff like this. You will understand little stuff like this. The book of Revelation is all about the 7 chakras. 11 mentions the number 7 55 times. 7 churches, 7 letters, 7 spirits, 7 lamps, 7 stars, 7 seals, 7 horns, 7 eyes, 7 angels, 7 trumpets, 7 heads, 7 crowns, 7 plagues, 7 bowls, 7 hills, 7 kings, 7 visions. The number 144 in the book of Revelation, also in regards to the number 7 chakras, when taken literally, it represents the exact number of souls that will ascend to God. And Kundalini, they keep saying Kundalini is Buddha, because you got to become an alchemist in order to understand this. You can't just be a Christian. You got to read all religions to find yourself, because you have been fragmented on purpose. Everybody came over here and took a culture. Everybody came over here and took, every time Black America has something they wanted. That's why Asians are so fast to watch Black America. Ooh, look what they're wearing. Let's order some of those. Let's sell them back to them. Let's get their hair. Let's sell it back to them. And you know what? In their hair, they were poisoning you anyway. You know, you wearing other people's hair on your head. And it's crazy. Black people been doing this forever, but you will see the white Jewish woman shaving their heads and wearing wigs trying to fit the script. It's crazy. The number 144,000 in the book of Revelation also regards to the 7 chakras. 7, when 7 taken literally, it represents the exact number of souls that will ascend to God, Kundalini. They teach that each of the number 7 chakras is frequency of light energy, okay, that can easily get blocked by negative emotions, thoughts during the course of development. The symbol for the root chakra has 4 petals. Navel chakra has 6. Solar plex chakra has 10. Heart chakra has 12. And the throat chakra has 16, which equals 48. Now, the third eye chakra is represented by the number 96. Yet, yet it only has 2 petals. This is because it is 2 times as powerful as the 5 lower chakras. This is because it is 2 times as powerful as the 5 lower chakras, which add up to 48. 2 times 48 equals 96. Who knows Gematria? Do you really know Gematria? I'm also Gematria live in real time. The crown chakra is to be 1,000 times more powerful than the lower 6 chakras. So, when you add up the lower chakras, you get 4 plus 6 plus 10 plus 2 plus 16 plus 96 equals 144. That's simple. Do you know how many watts we carry within us? Each ancestor is 10,000 watts. Amplifying. Very powerful. That's why when black people knock motherfuckers out, they feel it. They go to hell with that shit. I'm just saying though. And it is what it is. Can we be real? Can we be real? Then you get people like these individuals who come on here and try to discourage you from this information, because they don't want you to know your higher self, especially if they marketed and targeted you as certain individuals that are going to pay people's bills. Think they care? They don't care. So when you get somebody like me to come and break the math down for you, they gonna come and say, what that damn Puerto Rican bitch doing? What the hell? And then they gonna come and try to do witchcraft on me. And then they think I'm just any old body. And then when I come and I show them my royal bloodline, they want to hate on me. And then I tell them, you got to go through my great grandma in order to get to me, baby. It's the real Taino Indians. Period. Y'all be big mad every time I show y'all my grandma. You thought my DNA is what? That's why y'all can't mess with me. Cause it's too much. It's too much amplifying for you. You see what I'm saying? Y'all thought what? That's the real Puerto Ricans. Okay? The original Puerto Ricans. Okay? That got colonized and still a colony right now and still got wiped out, right? By the Spains. Let's be clear. And I'm proud. I am proud. Okay? That's why we always in spirit and truth over here. Decoding in real time, breaking news. Decoding in real time, breaking news. But as these motherfuckers are in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, say what?
Do you have any idea how significant the Valley of Jehoshaphat is according to end-time prophecy? Like, also known as the Kidron Valley. It doesn't just have significance, though, in the Christian and Jewish faith. It has significance in the Muslim faith as well. And if you know anything about end-time prophecy, you will know that in the last days, according to Zechariah 14:3, I believe, that the Lord will set his feet on the Mount of Olives and he will split it in two. And it says that in Joel, he will enter into judgment with the nations in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, that he's going to enter into judgment there. So his feet are going to touch the planet. He's going to enter into judgment right there in that valley. And that valley that the Mount of Olives is facing.
You see how they know the truth, but they still carry on for nasty ass, pedophile ass Trump. You get the first lady from Jeffrey Epstein, damn near island. Bitch, if you don't get your Yugoslavian ass back in your country and get the frickin', I'm just saying, I'll be mad as shit. So it's so evident that her and Trump got together and he fell in love with her and she needed to escape from the Jeffrey Epstein island, blah, 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 blah. You know the drill. They put his ass out and they got rid of him. Allegedly. Because you got another schmuck running around there looking like him, talking about he from Palm Beach. Hello?
If you rob me, let's say of $100, right? And you never paid me back, you never made restitution for robbing me. Just because 100 years go by, or 200 years, or 300 years, it don't mean you didn't rob me. Do you see what I'm saying?
Let's be clear. A day is a year, and a decade is a century for the spiritual realm. Although time is an illusion, the only reason why time exists is because we are time and space within us. Hello? And not only that, you know, it's not a coincidence that every woman has a time in her stomach, you know. She got 9 months to give birth. That's a clock within itself, giving birth to time. And also, if we didn't have time, half time, time and a half time, they wouldn't know when their asses is going to be up. And also, that controls the timelines. It prevents the timelines from crashing all at once. But this shit here, God's promises is truth, y'all. Anybody that ever told you that the Bible ain't real, I promise you something bad happened to them. Right now, they went right back to Jesus, the Word, even though they changed everything. Because, Lord, 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 remove yourself, I never knew you. Most people, they think they know. But it is indeed the Most High God. And even Jesus told you that. Don't be worshiping me. I'm about my Father's business. I didn't come here to be worshipped. But they did it anyway, because it's convenient for them. You got two different Jesuses in the Bible. The New Testament, and then you got the Old Testament. They did stuff, and they did it to their own liking so it could fit their narratives. But how would you know that? Those who seek shall find. Those who ask shall receive. Why wouldn't you go and be diligent? Seek and you shall find. The truth has yet to be discovered. And that's with anything.
Behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem had ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off. For the Lord...
This prophecy that this being spoken about has yet to happen. This is their biggest fear. Because they've done so much. You think it ain't gonna happen to you? The Bible prophesied it. They fighting tooth and nail. What they don't realize is God's word is for real. So after all this is said and done, they're still, listen, they're gonna be begging to be slaves. That's the only way they're going to be able to exist.
The Lord hath spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
So that big earthquake that's getting ready to come because the mountains are going to split. You know how many volcanoes have already erupted just right now? At least 40. Even in Turkey right now, there's fire stored, ready to explode.
Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people, and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall ye know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her any more. And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth of the house of the Lord, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation.
And that's the end of the story. Meanwhile, these damn near species are in decline. But the word said Judah shall remain forever. This is something that they cannot escape, and they've been trying to reset. They need a new reset. They've been escaping this, but time and a half, halftime is up. Baby, whoosh.
For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed. For the Lord dwelleth in Zion. The end of Job.
Period.
All right.
That term Middle East, they just put that there They give you that term to make you think that it's separate from Africa. There's no such thing as a Middle East. That's like saying there's a Middle West. There's no such thing as that. They cut that up and
you see that cargo ship? That's how they was doing slavery. Shipping human beings out from America. And they do it around the country all the time because their cargo ship and his damn near tariffs. You can hear children screaming in them damn freaking cargo ships. In fact, those are the cargo ships that was pulling up in the back of Diddy houses. What Diddy was doing, okay, represents the sacrifices of Baal. That's what these celebrities are so in tune with. It's not a game. They scared of that. They scared of that. For the black man to wake up and be powerful like that. They are so... And even the black women.
As we dispel the lies that's been taught. Why? Because from the mind of the European and from the mind of the heathen, they cannot put these verses together right. And the reason that they can't do it, and I'm going to explain that in a moment, is because the book of the Revelation of Hamashiach is about how Hamashiach is going to punish them for how they treated us.
Period.
That's the whole Bible. Once you read the Bible and understand it, you will understand that when you get to the Revelation, you finally get to the book that explains how Yah, through the power of Hamashiach, is going to punish the world for what they did to us. That's what this book is really about. It's about how our King brings salvation to Israel. Salvation doesn't mean just dying and going to heaven. No, salvation means rescue. And remember, I told you that a shepherd and salvation go together. You can't be a shepherd unless you're willing to, number one, watch over the sheep.
The Lord has spoken. Proclaim this among the nations. Prepare for war. Rouse the warriors. Let all the fighting men draw near and attack. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weaklings say, I am strong. Come quickly, all you nations.
Unlearned and unstable. No flesh or blood will be able to stand in the presence of the Most High Yahuwah. None. Which means that this flesh and blood, that's what it means. What do y'all do with the verses pertaining to Yasharel? What do you do when Paul stated that these things pertain to Yasharel, the adoptions, the covenants, the services? What do you do with that? And then since we all spiritual Israel, what gate are you going to go through? It states that there are 12 gates, and each gate has the name of the tribe, one of the tribes of Yasharel. What spiritual tribe are you? What gate are you going to? You know what? This ain't nothing but a tool of the enemy, because he knows that the Most High Yahuwah is coming back to recompense vengeance for what they've done to his children, i.e. from Joel chapter 3. So in order to avoid accountability for what your fathers have done, because our fathers did something and now we're paying the cost. Y'all think y'all going to evade paying the cost that your fathers set up for you. That's the main reason of replacement theology, because y'all want to hide amongst Yasharel instead of cleaving to avoid the recompense that your ancestors have coming. The Most High Yahuwah is not coming down to the Valley of Armageddon to fight good versus evil. He's coming down to see what y'all have done to his people, his heritage, Yasharel, whom they have scattered among the nations and part of his land.
Period.
Unlearned and unstable. No flesh or blood will be able to.
This is where we at with it. This is it. This is so it. And I had to do this video because it was all Holy Spirit led. All Holy Spirit led. I have no reason to come on here in any form of fashion to be anything other than spirit and truth. And I'm only here to sound the alarm, sound warnings. No matter how much they try to stop me, Holy Spirit will have the way. And y'all gonna go through hell and back trying to stop this, like y'all have. I'm still here. I'm still here in spirit and in truth. And trust me, no matter how many, listen, y'all thought my channels were gonna stay small forever. I have so many channels filled of subscribers, and y'all come and y'all try to stop the word, but you wasn't stopping me. You was blocking yourself. And if you think they don't watch me, you're sadly mistaken. They know exactly who I am. I've been on here doing the damn thing. They come to my little channels and try to suppress my big voice, my big energy. I only came here to do one thing, and that was to collapse this damn near system. Oh, we almost there. And you know why I'm being bold and courageous? Because I studied to show thyself approved, and I also understand God's promises. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. But I will sound this alarm. And just know my ancestors and my blood streams got me. Que bonita bandera. And we will rise. Even in Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico is Black America's cousins. How many of y'all got some sazon in your cabinet with, you know, with some yellow rice and beans? Cause we are one and the same. Everything y'all cooked, we cooked with sazon and sofrito. Through slavery, through scraps. Can you imagine our dishes are the best dishes nowadays? Baby. And we ate chillings with sazon, sofrito, adobo, achote. Ooh, I hated them shits though. I still do. Like the video, share the video if you know what's good. Please and thank you, and like. Put me in the algorithm, friend, cousin. Love you at hello. Have a great day and evening, and stay blissful.
Always wars. Overcoming the manipulation, divided and conquered, split into many nations. As we gather at the Stargate, patience